Hey Billy, Sierra, and Jenny. I saw one of your latest episodes and you're struggling to make popcorn on the stove, so I'm going to show you how I make popcorn on the stove perfectly every single time. This is organic non-GMO popcorn, coconut oil, sea salt, a pot with a lid, butter, which is optional, and then a spoon and a 1/4 cup measuring spoon. Alright, so the first thing is you take your pot, put it on the stove on high, and then coconut oil is usually kind of thick, and you need between 2 and 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. So I never really measure everything. But between 2 and 3 tablespoons of coconut oil in a hot pan. So when the oil goes in and then the pan starts to heat up, oil will liquefy, so let that happen. But while that does, take 3 popcorn kernels and drop them in there with the oil. At this point I put the salt in too. I don't know, teaspoon, but whatever, just a little bit of salt. That way when the popcorn pops, it kind of gets all over everything. So it takes a minute or so for the oil to completely liquefy. Then what you're going to do, leave those 3 kernels in there, put the lid on once the oil's all liquefied, and wait till those 3 pop. They'll pop all about the same time. Once that happens, pour a 1/4 cup of popcorn in, put the lid on, and take it off the heat for 30 seconds. That'll bring all the popcorn kernels up to the same temperature, just before popping temperature. And after that 30 seconds, you're going to slide it back onto the stove and then crack the lid and move it around, and within a minute or so, all of the popcorn pretty much will pop at the same time. All the oil is liquefied, so it's just coming up to temperature. Those 3 kernels will sit there. You can cover it with a lid if you want, just so it doesn't go everywhere. If you want to use butter, you can use whatever you want. I'm going to take a few seconds here to plug megforit.com and Redbeard Adventure YouTube channel, and at meg.for.it on Instagram, and at redbeard.adventure on Instagram. Check it out. Alright, the oil's heating and those 3 are about to pop. So 1/4 cup of popcorn, dump it in, cover it, and take it off the heat for 30 seconds-ish. So I just count my head. Alright, so it's been about 30 seconds. Put it back onto the high heat, full heat, and crack the lid so the steam will come out. So taking it off and letting it sit for 30 seconds, let all the popcorn come up to the popping temperature just before it, and then you'll start to hear it all pop in just a second. But it's good to move it around at this point. You hear it start. It all pretty much pops at the same time, and then when you hear it stop, you're done. Pour it immediately into a bowl. And there's only 2 kernels, it looks like, that didn't pop. So shut your fire off, and then what I do is I'll take the butter, melt it, in the pot, because the pot's still so hot. With a little bit of coconut oil and salt still left in the bottom. And you want it to brown. Like if you're using butter, browned butter always tastes better. You don't want to burn it, just brown it. Once that's done, pour it on and you're good to go. Alright guys, hope that helped. You can see there's 1 kernel in the bottom that didn't pop. Good luck.